all my friends out there, it's Colimba again. As you can see, I'm in my taxi, and I'm at the start of my shift. So I just thought I just had a conversation with one of my customers in my taxi, and while it's fresh in my mind, I thought I'd better share it, because after a 16-hour shift, it'll probably be the last thing I think of. He was a surfer, and he's been surfing for about 40 years, and yeah, the question I asked him is, he ever had any problems with sharks? And he said over his 40 years he's seen 4, but they've never ever bothered him. But he was always on the lookout for them, even though they never bothered him because of all the people that have been attacked by sharks. But in his younger days, he was actually a rower, so he used to be in the coxless pairs and the 8s, those sort of formats in the rowing that you see him in the Olympics. And he was a 6-foot fella, but he was a very light 6 foot. So he reckons he was under 80 kilos. So he was always the lightest in the crew. So he always had to put more in. And he said it basically come down to he had to practice harder than everyone else. So in terms of darts, it's the same. You know, you might not have the same skill set, but you can definitely get up there if you've got the desire and you really want to practice. But and that comes to fitness as well. He has turned that into his business life, and he's got a very successful business. I won't share that with you because that's sort of private. I know I might be sharing a story, but there's no names. So anyway, so he's just applied the same principles in business life, which is a good grounding. So your dart career is, you might not think it's very important, but darts can take you a long way when it comes to work, because it teaches you the disciplines and the commitment to succeed. So if you succeed in darts, you've got a good grounding because you're a good teams person. You know what it takes to commit, and so it's very good. But on the fitness side, he used to do rowing, and he reckons that even though they practice and train very, very hard, when you're actually in a race and you're nose to nose with 200 metres to go, and you think you've got nothing to give, they always seem to find something else. And he reckons at the end of it, there might be 8 in the boat, and 6 of them would actually be thrown up over the side because they exerted that much effort. And they weren't the fittest sport out there, but that just goes to show you that there's always something more to give. You think you're performing at your peak, but when it really, really comes to it, you don't know until you're put under pressure. So that's why I used to always like to play against the better players, because even when I thought I couldn't give any more, there was always something that I found because of that competitive edge. But fitness is a very important part, and that's why I wanted to share my thoughts of the conversation with the bloke I just had. So and I can remember a time when I was wanting to get more fitness. I went to a gym, and I joined one of them. I did one of them exercise bike classes where they have a trainer there and they push you. And there was me, I was the only bloke, and then there was a heap of women. And I'm sure she just picked on me because I was the bloke there and made me work harder, even though it's the first time I'd done it. And these women that were there every week, well, at the end of it, I actually threw up. She pushed me that hard, I didn't know that that physical exercise would make you sick, and it did. I threw up. I felt like a goose when it happened, but that doesn't matter. So I've really exerted myself, and it sort of coincided with the fella saying that at the end of their race, 8 of the blokes would be actually spewing over the side of the boat. They'd actually given that much physically. So fitness is an important part, and the fitter you are, the better you get, the luckier you get, I found. So you go further. People might call it luck, but they don't know how much work you put in. So if you put in and get fit, anything's possible. So that's my thoughts for the day, and I will share more as they come, because my customers are a great wealth of knowledge. Okay then, until next time, I'll see you then. Okay, bye.